What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another Ghislaine Maxwell video, and it appears that she has been a model inmate.
Well, there's an oxymoron.
So let's check out this article and see what they're talking about. As Jeffrey Epstein's most notorious accomplice and former girlfriend is angling to have her criminal conviction dropped, a look at Ghislaine Maxwell's life behind bars could offer clues about her motivations outside of prison. Maxwell has reportedly rebranded herself while serving out her 2 decades-long sentence for her involvement in Epstein's S crimes. I did a double take because I recognized her face immediately from the news. Jessica Watson, a former Oath Keeper who was in prison in the same low-security Florida facility as Maxwell, told the Daily Mail. I was like, is that who I think it is? Watkins was initially sentenced to 8.5 years in prison for her involvement in the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Her sentence was commuted by President Donald Trump on his first day back in office earlier this year. My friend who was with me was like, I don't know, who is it? Watkins said. I caught her up on the situation, started asking around, and it was definitely her. She and Maxwell would converse regularly, often while the pair were exercising in the open-air prison yard, with Maxwell only bringing up her case on occasion, Watkins told the outlet. We don't talk about cases as inmates because people will think you're a snitch, Watkins explained. It's an unspoken rule among inmates. You don't ask. However, Watkins reportedly could only recall one time when Maxwell mentioned Epstein. She did say that the DOJ had no interest in her until after her exact words were, until after Jeffrey, and then she paused for a second and said, DIED. Watkins said, that was the only time he ever came up. During the pair's time together in prison, Watkins noticed Maxwell didn't seem unduly worried while behind bars, adding, she seemed very at ease, very calm and approachable. Her reportedly calm demeanor makes sense to former Palm Beach County State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg, who was elected into office 6 years after Epstein's case concluded. The other inmates know who she is and why she's behind bars, Ehrenberg told Fox News Digital. I'm sure a lot of the other inmates have their hands out. They want the commissary money. They want a free education from her, whatever she can provide. While in prison, Maxwell offers legal advice and classes to her fellow inmates, often helping individuals access the necessary forms related to their case and working in the law library, according to Watkins. She was very concerned about people's medical well-being, Watkins said. So she did have that kind of side to her. She also reportedly focused her free time on reading books, working on her own case, or working out, foregoing the prison's television privileges. However, her work behind bars could indicate an attempt to win over fellow inmates' favor while leveraging her educational background, according to Ehrenberg. She had status when she was not behind bars, Ehrenberg said. She took that into the prison facility with her and she is using that. Watkins also described how she and Maxwell found a friendship in their choice to not partake in use while locked up. We avoided most of the inmates because they were high all the time and we didn't want to be around that, Watkins told the Daily Mail. Maxwell would gravitate towards people who were also sober. But Maxwell's reported decision to not use recreational DRUGs while in prison would be a larger move to remain out of trouble while she makes a bid for freedom, according to Ehrenberg. An inmate's good behavior won't impact their ability to get a new trial, Ehrenberg told Fox News Digital, but it does impact their ability to get clemency. Ehrenberg pointed to Maxwell's 2 days of meeting with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche last week as President Donald Trump commented on his ability to hand the convicted criminal a pardon. This is a convicted trafficker, Ehrenberg said. This is someone who committed SA on minors. This is someone who is indicted for perjury. And yet she got a private audience with the number 2 person at the DOJ. Had she been less of a model prisoner behind bars, perhaps the administration wouldn't be rushing to meet with her and believe her in what she is saying. Blanche spent nearly 2 days at a federal courthouse in Tallahassee interviewing Maxwell, who answered questions about 100 different people, according to her attorney. She never invoked a privilege, David Oscar Marcus told reporters on Thursday. She never refused to answer a question, so we are very proud of her. The talks come as a House committee subpoenaed Maxwell to testify in a congressional deposition over her knowledge of the scope of the Epstein crimes, while lawmakers continue to demand the DOJ to hand over files related to the case. However, Ehrenberg urges caution from federal prosecutors when taking Maxwell's words at face value. If you're a model prisoner behind bars, then prosecutors are more likely to believe that you really are trying to do the right thing. You're reformed and you are telling the truth this time around, Aaron Burke said. But it's hard to ignore the fact that she is a liar. On Monday, Maxwell's legal team submitted a brief asking the U.S. Supreme Court to hear her appeal of her federal trafficking conviction, citing the government's obligation to honor an agreement struck by Epstein that should have shielded Maxwell from any criminal charges. Federal prosecutors have argued the deal only applied in Florida, ultimately ruling out Maxwell's case in New York. No one is above the law, not even the Southern District of New York, Marcus said in a statement. Our government made a deal and it must honor it. The United States cannot promise immunity with one hand in Florida and prosecute with the other in New York. Marcus went on to appeal to Trump, who had previously said he had the power to pardon Maxwell but has not thought about doing so. President Trump built his legacy in part on the power of a deal. Surely he would agree that when the United States gives its word, it must stand by it, Marcus said. We are appealing not only to the Supreme Court but to the president himself to recognize how profoundly unjust it is to scapegoat Ghislaine Maxwell for Epstein's crimes, especially when the government promised she would not be prosecuted. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence for her role in Epstein's scheme to essay numerous young girls. She is anticipated to testify under oath on August 11th at or near the federal prison she is currently serving her sentence in. Jeffrey Epstein could not do what he did without Ghislaine Maxwell, Ehrenberg said. She's no victim. She is the devil's accomplice. Wow. And on that note. All right, you guys let me know what y'all think about that. Do y'all think that Ghislaine's behavior made it possible for her to get this interview with the DOJ? I personally think she could be getting high. She could be doing anything in there. She'd have got this interview because they need her. But you guys let me know what y'all think. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe. If you like this video, please hit the like.